Hello everyone. Today we'll study about matter and its states. In this chapter, we'll study about different states of matter, change in state of matter, solute, solvent and solution, what is physical and chemical change. Now first let's study about states of matter and what is matter. There are a variety of things around us. We see paper, pen, chair, doors, window, glass, and so many other things, and all these things are kind of matter. So, what is common in all of these? Anything which occupies space and which has mass is known as matter. And matter is made up of very small, very tiny particles. These particles are known as molecules. There are three different states of matter on the basis of arrangement of molecules. These three different states of matter are solid, liquid and gases. In all these three different states of matter, molecules, the particles, they are arranged in a different way. Let's study about them one by one. First of all, solids. In solid molecules, they are very closely packed. Now, the space between the molecules, we call it intermolecular space. The intermolecular space between the particles in case of solid, it's very less. So the particles, the molecules, they do not have enough space to move. That's why solids are usually very hard and these molecules are tightly packed. That's why solids have fixed shape and size. There is force of attraction. Force of attraction is the force with which all the particles, molecules, they are bind to each other. In case of solid, this force of attraction, it is very strong and there is no intermolecular space between the molecules, so they cannot move. That is why solids have definite shape and volume. Now, there are few examples of solids. These are wood, stone, paper, book. These all are examples of solids. By applying force, some solids, they can be bent, broken or reshaped. As you can look into the picture. For example, a cup. By applying force, we can break it. We can use timber, we can use wood. By applying force, we can give it different shape. By cutting it, we can change it into the furniture. Now, next one is liquids. What is liquid? Liquid is also one state of matter. In liquids, molecules are loosely packed as compared to the solids. So, the intermolecular space in case of liquid, it is bit more than solid. That's why molecules, they have bit space to move from their position. That's why solids, they do not have fixed shape. Liquids, they do not have fixed shape. Liquids take the shape of the container in which will hold it or in which will pour it. For example, I have a glass of water. If when glass is in the water is in the glass, then it is in shape of glass. When I will pour it into some bowl, then it will take the shape of the bowl. There is intermolecular space between the particles so that they can move freely, and that's why liquids, they can flow. Particles in the liquids, they can flow. Liquids, they have definite volume. Their quantity will remain same. That's why liquids, they have fixed size, they have fixed volume, but they do not have fixed or definite shape. Liquids can flow from one place to another and they take the shape of the container in which they are kept. Water, milk, oil, different juices, these all are few examples of liquids. Next, gases. In case of gases, molecules are very loosely packed. Therefore, gases do not have fixed shape and size. They have ability, in case of gases, particles, molecules, they have ability to take the entire space which is available, because the space between the particles, it is more, and that's why they can move freely in all directions. So the gases can flow easily and takes up all the available space. They fill up whatever space is available to them. Now, for example, air. Air is an example of gases. It is a mixture of gases like oxygen, carbon dioxide, nitrogen, neon, krypton, and so many. Now, how all of them are different from each other. In case of solid molecules, they are very tightly packed. In liquid, bit loosely, and in gases, molecules are very loosely packed. Solids have fixed shape. Liquid and gases, they do not have any fixed shape. Solid and liquid have fixed size, and gases, they do not have any fixed size. Now next, let's study about how this solid, liquid, and gases are in water. Some solids like salt and sugar, they can completely dissolve, they can completely mix into water. And the reason behind it is their molecules, they spread themselves between the molecules of water. These type of solids are known as soluble, which can completely dissolve in water. In the same way, there are few liquids also which can completely dissolve in water, completely mix in water. Those type of liquids are known as miscible liquids. For example, milk, glycerin, lemon juice. But on the other hand, we have few examples, few liquids which do not dissolve. We call them immiscible liquids. For example, oil. You can take example of any oil or kerosene oil. All these, they are immiscible in water. Some gases like oxygen, carbon dioxide, and nitrogen, they can dissolve in water. Aquatic animals, the animals which live in water, they breathe in the oxygen which is dissolved in water. In the same way, aquatic plants, they also take in the carbon dioxide which is dissolved in water to make their food. In soft drinks, also we use carbon dioxide. It is already dissolved to make it frizzy. Now, when we boil water, you must have seen small bubbles of air around in the inner side of the container, the bowl in which we boil the water. These bubbles are due to the presence of gases, because the gases which are already present in water, they separate themselves. Now next, how does they change from one state to another? We can change them from one state to another either on cooling or on heating. When we keep water in freezer, it turns into ice, and this process in which liquid turns into solid on cooling is known as freezing. In the same way, when we heat a solid wax, a candle, then it changes into liquid wax. This process of turning a solid into liquid on heating is known as melting. We have one more example. If we'll keep ice cubes either on room temperature, or if we will heat it, then it will also change into water on heating, and we call this process melting. Now, when we heat water, it turns into water vapor. The process by which liquid changes into gas on heating is called evaporation. And when water vapor, it cools down, then they form water. And this process of conversion of gas into liquid on cooling is called condensation. Next is solute, solvent and solution. Some solids like sugar and salt, they dissolve in liquids. When we add salt to water, it becomes salty. And when we add sugar to milk, it becomes sweet. So the solid that dissolve in a liquid, we call it solute. For example, we have added sugar and milk. So in that case, sugar is solute. We add salt in water, so salt is solute. And the liquid in which we dissolve, that is known as solvent. So milk is solvent, and in salty water solution, water is solvent. And what is solution? Solution is what we get after mixing solute and solvent. So when we mix sugar and milk together, then we get sweet milk, that is solution. Water, it has property to dissolve many things in it. That's why we call it universal solvent. Liquids like ink and juice, they also dissolve in water. Next is physical and chemical changes. A physical change is a kind of temporary change that can be reversed. Means we can get back the substance which it was before change. We can get the original substance back. That's why we can call it that we can reverse it. For example, melting of ice, evaporation of water, melting of wax, glowing of a bulb. These all changes can be reversed. These all are kind of physical changes. If we will melt a ice, from ice we can get water. If we'll keep water in freezer, then we can get the ice back. So that is, we can reverse the change. Next is chemical changes. Chemical change is a permanent change that cannot be reversed. Means once change is done, we cannot reverse it. We cannot get back the original substance back which it was before change. For example, if we will burn wood, we'll get ashes. Afterwards, we cannot convert these ashes again into wood. So those type of changes in which we cannot get back the original substance which it was before change, those type of changes are known as chemical changes. And these type of changes are permanent changes. In case of physical changes, there is no new substances formed, and in case of chemical changes, new substances formed. Thank you everyone.